Earlier, we told you about the split verdict for the two people charged with wiping computers clean in then Premier Dalton McGuinty's office. His chief of staff, David Livingston, was found guilty of attempted mischief and unauthorized use of a computer. Livingston's deputy, Laura Miller, was acquitted. The charges were laid after Miller's husband, Peter Feist, a non-government IT expert, wiped 20 computers clean in the Premier's office just before he resigned in 2013. Those computers were from staff who were involved in the handling of the fallout from the 2011 gas plant scandal. We had a chance to talk to political analyst Amanda Galbraith about what this means for the Liberals and Premier Wynne and what role it may play in the upcoming election. Your initial thoughts on the results of the trial today?
Obviously not a good day for the Liberals. I mean, I think they were not hoping for this. I think it's a better day for the PCs and the opposition, who are kind of putting the screws in them again, right?
How do you see the opposition using this?
Well, I think both opposition had critics there at the court today, and they spoke about it and criticized the government, rightfully so, right? Like the PC said today, it's not going to bring back $1 billion that was wasted. So I think they're going to make as much of it as they can. It just depends if the public kind of catches on or the public cares. They may be over this, but I would suspect, given elections coming up, people's ears are more tuned to this kind of stuff. I think people are frustrated with the government. We're going to see that.
And the NDP, I mean, the PC is easier for this to hammer at this. What about the NDP?
They were out there as well, right? Peter Tabuns was out there today saying, this government will do anything to get elected. They'll spend your money. Things are not affordable. So I think there's lots of angles for all the parties to really kind of hammer the Liberals on.
Now, Premier Wynne today released a statement saying we brought in changes after this. This was the former government, or former Premier made it very clear. Is that enough? Can they ride this?
I mean, what else can they do other than say we've changed this with an earlier government, we have nothing to do with it? And yeah, at least it happened on a Friday, which is sort of an easier news day, as you would know. But I mean, we'll see what happens next week, right? The PCs or the NDP or both of them could try and resuscitate this, which I would do if I were them. So I would bring it up tomorrow. I'd bring it up next week, and I definitely bring it up, during the election campaign.
So it has legs, this, eh? Like it's that strong an issue with people.
I think it may not have legs with your average person, but I definitely think it has legs for kind of the bread and butter supporters of each of the political parties that really are frustrated with the current government. And I think it's sort of endemic of sort of a government's been in office too long, they will do anything to get elected. And I think that kind of narrative rings true to people. So I think there will be some interesting political consequences to this, for sure.
Do you think, can Wynne separate herself from this, or is she too connected to it?
I mean, she technically was not the Premier at the time, so in theory she's got some separation, and she did bring some things into office, so that's to her benefit. But at the end of the day, she is a Liberal. This was a Liberal government, and these are sort of believable Liberal things that people say about them all the time, right? They'll do anything to get elected. They are malleable in circumstances, so you see that with the federal Liberals too. So yeah, I think it's definitely tied to the brand, which she wears.